Jeff on it. So, checked our interview today. Her name is Kanah Andrews-Nahu. I've known her for a little while. Mainly, her old lady who did CrossFit with me. So I checked up an interview with her just to get some points of views around the sport that she does, which is Olympic lifting. So that's what the content is today. She has broken to date about 180 New Zealand records, give or take a few. Yeah, so that's what I've got in store for you today. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, drop a comment, share, and vibe with me. Peace. So we're just here with Kanah, and she's going to take us through some lifting techniques. We'll be covering the squat snatch, and we'll be covering the squat clean. Is that what we're doing today?
Yeah.
Yo, what's up, bro? What are you doing today? I'm just doing some critiquing and some more powerlifting. What's this? Oh yeah, fucking like 180 New Zealand records. She's only just 19. Yeah. Oh yeah, what are you doing? Snatches. Just critiquing I'm gonna do them, but getting it up to Olympic standards.
That was one of the hardest things I've done, was just getting the technique made.
I can squat snatch, but powerlifters always look at CrossFit snatches as like, look at them and it's pretty ugly.
No, it is. Yeah, they're like our gym, that's what we do. We do all the running snatches. And CrossFit, yeah. Just getting that fucking skill.
Pressure's on, eh? Why are you standing there?
There you got the audience.
Okay, again. No hip shooting.
No hip shooting.
Punching hard.
Yeah.
Punching tight.
No hip shooting. No hip shooting.
Yeah.
So
This time it's going to be
just
perfect.
pretty much just say, boom,
Yes.
boom,
Yes.
boom. Nah, that wasn't it.
No, it is that. But you're skipping the up onto your toes. Remember our shrugs?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Everything.
Yep.
Right. Loaded. Power. Yes!
Was it?
Yes!
Oh, shit.
I got my testing at 10:30.
That was perfect!
Yay!
So what changed?
I concentrated about not doing the hip shoot and the stroke.
Yeah.
And then the rest I sort of done automatically.
Yeah.
So I think that might be the trick. Is to concentrate on that stroke and concentrate on not hip shooting.
Yeah. Okay, so exactly what you just said, that's exactly like that's right. Because when you hip shoot, it goes out and then it goes all funny. But this automatically caught it in the right position.
So I think I
and
need
it was
to-
tight.
I need to concentrate on that stroke and not hip shooting, and the rest is automatic. Pretty much it.
What a lifter guy!
What?
This guy can lift.
Ah.
He knows what he's doing. That was perfect.
Oh, yeah, see this.
Definitely put that on me.
Oh, yeah. What about the other three really?
Yeah, but that's just.
Yeah, so we're going to cut it off there. We didn't end up getting to any squat cleans because the sis was a bit too critiquey on my form. It's her fault. Nah, but no, it was good. It was good. I think doing a lot of CrossFit, we don't generally critique our lifting form enough. So getting some lessons and critique from one of the country's best is it was definitely an experience for me. But made me realise I'm not as good at lifting as I thought I was. Nah. But it's all good. It's all good. Yeah. But we're gonna go eat some food and chop it up and ask some impactful questions and yeah, that's us. Yo. So what do you reckon? What do you reckon? What do you reckon of my form? What do you reckon about the drills that we went through today?
I think that overall, I definitely see progression.
Oh yeah,
You're moving much better from the beginning to end.
Yeah.
That last power hang snatch that you did was crisp. But overall, I think that if you keep at it, your technique will definitely improve, and then you'll be able to lift heavier weights.
Nah, yeah. I definitely agree with that. Yeah, because we sort of just come in and just get thrown in deep end normally at CrossFit. We don't really. I probably should take a bit more time just to slow it down and worry more about technique, because overall performance will be better. But yeah, I'm real happy with the training that I got. Yeah, but I was more of a damage to my ego, I guess. But yo, shot the sis, and thanks very much, and let's go get something to eat. Chat. So we're just here now. Just gonna get some questions with the sis. So my first question is, what initially got you into weightlifting?
I was doing CrossFit with my mum
Yep.
when I was younger.
Yeah, Zealous?
Yeah, I was at Zealous.
Yeah.
And then I started doing CrossFit because I stopped doing athletics.
Oh.
Athletics was my main sport at the time. Swimming.
Oh yeah. What did you do for athletics?
I was pretty well, because I was younger, we didn't really have a specific event, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I was pretty like all round. Like I used to do the 100-meter sprints.
Oh yeah.
Shot put, discus, long jump. I wasn't very good at high jump.
Oh, me now.
But yeah, like those were my main events.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. That's pretty mean.
Yeah. So we like I knew that from a young age. So I started athletics when I was about 5, 6.
Yeah.
And then I knew that from that point, like when I was 9, I broke a Auckland record in the shot put.
Yeah.
So I knew that I was strong.
When you were 9. Holy hell.
Yeah. But it was just an Auckland, like it wasn't a,
Yeah, but still, I think that a lot of because Auckland's so big, I think Auckland would have held a lot of national records. So
yeah.
For you to be able to break a shot put record in Auckland, well, what was the national record then?
Oh, I can't remember.
Was it more?
Yeah.
By heaps?
Definitely.
What did it mean by much?
It was such a long time ago now.
Oh yeah.
I do remember when I did it, because when I did do it, they were like, oh, that was a record. Oh, cool.
Oh man.
But it was like, again, it was just at a training, so I don't think it counted.
Yeah.
But yeah, so when I was younger, I was doing athletics, swimming, and netball.
Yeah.
And all of this other extracurricular activities.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I kind of outgrew netball very quickly. And I outgrew athletics because I liked how fun it was. I didn't like when it got serious.
Oh yeah.
So I left. And so I was doing nothing for a really long time. And then my mum was just like, nah, you need to do something. Like, you can't just come home straight after school and just watch TV.
Yeah.
So I started going to CrossFit. I was there for a couple of weeks, maybe even a month, and then they were like, "Oh, there's a CrossFit, there's a weightlifting competition going on. Do you want to do it?" And at first I was really hesitant, but
So how old were you then when this?
I'm pretty sure I started CrossFit when I was 11, 12-ish.
Yeah.
And then I got into weightlifting when I was 13.
Oh yeah.
So
were you already CrossFitting when you were 11, 12ish? Oh man, I didn't know that.
So I was quite young when I started, but again, it was all because my my mom and my auntie were getting into their fitness journey.
Yeah.
And then that's why I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll go. I mean, at first I just sat around, but then I tried it out. I didn't like CrossFit because of, I don't know, I didn't enjoy the running, obviously, but...
Do you know the guy Ezekiel? Is his name Ezekiel? It's like John's nephew. Or something like that. His name sounds something like that. He said he went to Zealous as well back in the day.
Oh, wait. Are you sure it's my Uncle John's son?
Nah, his nephew.
Oh, or what about, is it Isaiah?
Isaiah.
Because he, who's he talking about though? Like, I don't...
Nah, I'm talking about, I forgot his name, but I'm sure it sounded something like Ezekiel or something.
I don't know.
Who's another young fella that come with you to Zealous? He said he got into weightlifting too when you did.
Oh, Isaiah. Isaiah plays for the Warriors now.
Oh, no, that's not him. Isaiah Papali'i.
Yeah.
Nah, that's not who I'm talking about.
Oh, right.
Or was this other guy? He was like, oh yeah, I think he was just talking trash, eh? But he reckons he was John's nephew. And he's like, I can lift more than Kanah. I was like, looking at him like, he was like trying to tell me he could like snatch 100 clean or snatch 120. But I'm sure he was all cooking because he definitely didn't have the physique for it, eh? I think he was just telling lies. But anyway, sorry about that. Let's carry on. No. So, how you got into it? How you got into weightlifting? 13 CrossFit. The weightlifting comp. Sorry.
No, you're right. So, I was hesitant to do this competition they were talking to me about. Because I was only young at the time as well. Like, I would have been 12, not 13 yet.
Yeah.
And my mum was just like, nah.
So you were...
Go try something else.
So you were 12 when they hit you up to do the comp, but were you 13 when you actually done it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so sort of around the time of your birthday?
Yeah. No, I think the way it went, so I was 12 when I was asked, and then I did it when I was 12, and then the following year when I actually started weightlifting is when I turned 13.
Oh, so you did a weightlifting comp before you actually started weightlifting?
Yeah. And I broke 9 records there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's pretty mean.
So my first weightlifting comp, I broke New Zealand under 15 records.
When you were 12?
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah.
So when you were 15, what records were you breaking when you were 15?
The senior ones.
The senior ones? Like, what do you mean the senior ones? Like adults?
Yeah.
When you were 15?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. No, yeah, like junior, senior records.
Alright, so let's carry on with the story. Yep. So yep.
So hang on, let me think. So I did the competition. I broke 9 records, and my coach at the time, my coach now,
Yeah.
put me forward for this. It's a youth camp that they hold in New Caledonia.
Yeah.
And it's for, like, I think they do it specifically for the Pacific Islands.
Oh yeah.
Anyone from Oceania
Yeah.
can go to this camp and just train there with some of the the Pacific Island champions. Like the world champions.
Yeah.
There's so many of them, but I can't even remember all the names.
I know when I don't know, but I've seen a lot of stuff on YouTube as a Samoa, where they're real big on the powerlifting.
Yeah.
But they're like got these old rundown looking weights and stuff like that. But fuck, they're lifting some big numbers, eh?
Yeah.
Like everyone too. It's not just the men. It's not just the men. It's like the women are lifting big too. There, I've seen them. Mm-hmm. But what's quite amazing is how small the country is, but how ahead they are with the stuff that they got.
Yeah. No, it's genetics, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, and another good thing about, like, when you're weightlifting, my coach actually told me this. If you've got good rhythm, it helps with your weightlifting. And because, like, I don't know, Pacific Island. Well, the
Yeah, because of rhythm. Boom,
our
boom.
nations and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's all about rhythm.
Yeah, hackers and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So would you say that that's why my lift was trash because my rhythm's off? Is that what you're pretty much trying to say to me? Is that in other words what you're trying to say to me? I think that's what you're trying to say. No, but so what were the numbers that you were lifting in that first comp at 12 years old?
I think I was snatching like 40? Oh, 35? Even the, I think like 35. And then I clean and jerk like 55.
That's pretty solid for a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen a 12-year-old clean.
Well, now they're definitely because they're more people.
Oh yeah, doing it.
Yeah.
And it's sort of like evolution of the sport, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand that. But you pretty much would have set the weight in.
Yeah. Well.
So is there any little 12-year-olds that have cracked your records? Maybe not females, eh? But what was males' records for 12-year-olds?
Oh, I don't know, like, because like you can only. I was only concerned with the ones that I could break.
Yeah.
But even still, like when I was younger, even now, I don't realize I break records until someone tells me. Like unless they're ones that I've done before, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or if they're standards.
Yeah.
So yeah, again, like I don't go into a competition thinking, okay, I'm gonna break these records. I go into the competition
trying to just do the best that you can.
Trying to do the best that I can, but to make myself feel like I've accomplished something by the end of it.
Yeah. And I think just as weightlifting in general, it's sort of like an individual thing, eh? Like you're always competing what you did last, I guess, more than worrying about what the person next to you's got to lift, eh? I mean, on the day it's about you trying to beat the person next to you, but in your training, it's more about trying to beat what you've done the day before, or the week before, or whatever, eh?
Well, the thing is as well is that when you concern yourself with things that you can't change, like your opponent, your focus it's not on you.
Yeah.
And you need to focus on yourself when
you're
competing, when you're doing anything. Really.
Yeah, in life in general.
Yeah, it's not about what the other person is doing. It's about what you're doing at that time to make yourself better.
Yeah. No doubt. I definitely agree with that. I definitely agree with that. But so what's the official count? What's the official count of records that you've broke to date?
I actually don't know. Like
you were saying to me the other day it was 180 give or take a few.
It's definitely still 180 give or take a few. But like it's almost 200.
I think I've broke a record today. The slowest person to ever get a proper technique on just a bar. I think I broke the record for the slowest person to ever get correct technique on just a bar. But so I'm proud of that. But it was definitely a good experience. Definitely took a lot away from that. But you sort of the way that you said it. So what did you do different that sort of really was like quite impactful?
Yeah.
It made me really think about it, and I was like, oh yeah. So I didn't swing my hips back. I concentrated on that shrug, but I felt like just concentrating on those, everything else connected with it, because it's obvious that you critique the things that I was doing wrong. So all I had to do was concentrate on those, and everything else was right. So everything else just flowed on from there.
Yeah.
So you shot for that. But yeah. What was the experience like for you when you went to the Youth Commonwealth Games, or was it Youth Olympics?
Youth Olympics.
Youth Olympics. Oh yeah, I wasn't couldn't remember too sure, but I remember when you said something about some of the other competitors were from countries that weren't in the Commonwealth. I was like, oh, it might have been the Olympics.
Yeah. Well, because I've been to both.
Yeah. Well, obviously you would have been to both if you went to the Olympics.
Yeah. So I started when I was 13. When I was 14, I went to the Youth Com Games.
Yep.
And then when I was 17, I went to the Youth Olympic Games.
Oh yeah.
So, it's definitely a one in a lifetime experience. Like not every games is going to be exactly the same.
Same, yeah.
But that games, it was just like, it's an experience that I've never had before until then.
Yeah.
But it's also an experience that I don't believe anybody else will ever
The
encounter
experience,
unless
yeah.
you were there.
So what country did you go to for it?
I went to Argentina.
Is that where they're held? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mean. So, it was a good environment to be in?
Yeah, like I loved the team. I loved the athletes there. Like there were a few athletes there when we were actually getting to competing, and some people, you know, they won their medals and stuff like that, and then, you know, thought they were all that. No.
Yeah.
But I would too. No. No.
Yeah.
But the environment was just. It was a really good environment just because you felt, even though you can't speak the same language, you're a part of this, you know, you're a part of this community. You know,
The energy.
We're all in the same place for the same reason,
Yeah.
and that's to be athletes.
Yeah.
You know.
And you don't want to feed off that, eh?
Yeah, hard.
Like, it's a very, especially, so like this in New Zealand, not everyone's like that, but you would have been in an environment where everyone's like that.
Yeah.
Everyone's focused, everyone's there for their purpose, so everyone's behind closed doors, everyone would have been doing what you were doing, but, you know, you can't always feed off that when you're not in that environment, so I sort of understand that. It's sort of, you know, I'm not saying that I'm an Olympic athlete or whatever, but yeah, it's sort of the same when you get to a CrossFit comp. You've been training, and like some days you can feel like a little bit like, oh, you know, I want to go see what everyone else is up to, and then I'm sort of like, everyone's not up to fuck all anyway, not up to much anyway. Everyone's not up to anything anyway, sorry about that. But when you get around that environment where you're with all these other people that have the same energy, you just feed off that and vibe off that.
Yeah.
And I think like that's why a lot of people break records, just because of the energy that's in the atmosphere.
Yeah.
When you get to that situation, like you get hyped up from, there's like a lot of hype energy from other people coming up, breaking those records, and then going, yeah, and then you sort of feel like, yeah, I can do that too, blah blah blah.
Yeah, no, like at least for me, like I went in there again with the mindset of, I'm not looking to place, but I'm looking to have a good time. Like, not every competition, you don't need to be so serious every time that you compete. You don't have to go in there in the mindset that you're gonna, you know, like, you know, be a beast the whole time. Yeah. But again, like, if you enjoy what you're doing, it makes things so much easier.
No, I 100% agree with it.
Yeah, and so when I was competing, I went through, like, I fully just almost, like, mentally breaking down because of, you know, like, for me, I'm a very competitive person.
Yeah.
But I
get
get even more competitive when I'm against people my own age.
Yeah.
It's like, if you can do it, I can do it too.
Yeah.
You know?
I can do it better.
I can do it better.
Yeah.
I come from New Zealand.
Yeah, of course,
you know?
of course.
And that was exactly my mindset. Like, even though I was trying to have fun, I was also trying to, you know, be the best.
Yeah.
And when I had that expectation on myself, it just made everything so much harder for me to cope with.
Yeah. Stress of expectations, eh?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So it's more mind thing than anything, eh?
Yeah. And so even though I took so much from that experience, positive and negative, but at the end of the day, it's an experience that I always remember and one that I always cherish, because I've never been in that position before, and I'll never get it again because I'm not a youth anymore.
Yeah.
But overall, that was one of the best competitions that I've ever been to.
No, mean. So that gets me into I sort of linked some of my next question because I heard what happened. What's your view on banned substances in the sport? Because I heard what happened. I mean, yeah, it's pretty shit. It's just basically plain out cheating. I mean, what more can you say?
And that's exactly right. What more can you say? Like, I definitely agree with, you know, people don't just do things for no reason.
Yeah.
You know, they have these bans in place because they want sport to be fair. But even I'm not angry about what happened. I don't feel any type of way about what happened.
Yeah.
But the only thing that I did feel at the time, I felt sad for the person who was cheating.
Yeah.
Purely because it's like, well, one, it's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Being caught, you know,
Yeah.
and everybody now knows about it.
Yeah.
Like, I would be embarrassed. I would, you know, for myself, like not for any other reason. But I felt sad because how can a person that young make those decisions for themselves?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, that is sort of true. So,
and so it's just
so
like,
what you've just said there, and I didn't even think about it like that. It was it sort of makes me think that who else was involved in it?
Who influenced?
Who influenced it? Yeah, and you're right.
And that's the thing. It's just like
Because they're only young, so they're still learning. You know what they need to do. So they've picked up these habits from somewhere. So were they from Russia? No. Were they from a European country like that?
No.
Oh well, you can't say it's best that you don't. They're from Australia, eh? No.
No, I could still be an Australian object.
Oh, don't. You heard it here first, Fano. You heard it here first. New Zealand's number one.
Yeah, all day. No, like I mean, yeah, like what you're around, you know, it's never good to think that it's okay to cheat.
Yeah.
But obviously, that's just how. If you want to be the best, you do everything that you can to be the best. But, you know, that's not always the way to go about it. Like,
No, definitely not.
You know, and so I just don't know because again, I don't feel any like. I don't feel angry about it. I don't feel sad about what happened. I've had my time to, you know, process what did happen.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's just think that there are people in our weightlifting community, in sport in general,
yeah.
that think that it's okay or like, oh, I wanna be the best, so I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get, you know, a gold medal. You know, you should care more about your sport than getting a gold medal. Cause
You should be doing it for the love of it, pretty much.
It's all about like. And who's to say that weightlifting is going to be a sport in the next 20 years?
So whoever does this is coming in with the wrong mindset of we've got to win at all costs, which is but what the thing is that the consequence of that is that kid is effed up its whole life. Whoever influenced that has effed up that kid's life forever with, you know, because that kid might actually love the sport but got influenced in the wrong way. So
and you see, another thing is you don't have to like do everything that you can to be the best, but do everything that you can to be the best. The clean way.
Yeah. The good way, the right way.
The right way. You know, like if you do things the right way, who's to, you know. The
right way, and if you love it, nothing can really go wrong. No one can ever say anything to
because you
put
know,
you off.
Yeah, and like you know, people have asked me, you know, with bloody, like oh, do you feel like you did enough to get your bronze medal? Man, the fact that I even got it in the first place, and the fact that you want to question that, like, I get what you're trying to say because, you know,
they're just saying it for content, I guess. They're just saying it for.
Do you feel like you've done the best that you can? Hell yeah.
Hard.
It was hard, and I bloody did it anyway.
Yeah, hard, bro. Hard. I mean, people are always going to come through and judge, and a lot of. Like Israel always says, he's always going on about the experts, you know, quote, unquote, you know, he's always going on about the experts, but like the experts, you know, like he was too skinny, blah 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 blah. Like, how did you feel? Did you think you deserved it? Of course, I felt like I deserved it.
Yeah.
Of course, I put everything into it, even if I felt like I deserved the bloody gold medal. Hey, I felt like I deserved the goddamn gold medal. Shit. But
the thing about it as well is that
I feel like lifting their bar properly. I deserve the gold medal.
Yeah. But that's the thing. Like, just because you didn't win a medal doesn't mean that you performed badly.
Yeah, hard.
You have to acknowledge the fact that one, you did it.
Yeah.
And two, you can only get better from where you started.
And I think a lot of the times in those sort of situations that you're talking about, if you're not focused on having an enjoyable time, I mean, there's certain situations that some people perform better than other situations. Like you could be at your gym and just in a real relaxed environment where there's no pressure, and you could probably lift the best you've ever lifted, but no one will ever see that.
Yeah.
And
that's the case for, you know, I mean.
But some people have trained themselves to get into those modes at those times, eh?
Yeah.
To
and
just shut everything out.
Yeah. That's why I feel. I mean, not an advantage because I'm good at competing under pressure, but because I had so much exposure to other sports.
Yes.
Actually, you know, athletics and swimming, because I had to do it on my own.
Yeah.
I was
individual sports.
I was okay with competing by
Myself.
myself.
Yeah. No, it makes sense, huh?
Whereas people who come from, let's just say, you know, a netball or a rugby.
Yeah.
You know, you feel like
you've got to rely on other people.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I definitely like that. And I definitely feel the same way about CrossFit, you know. A lot of my comps, I haven't come anywhere mean, but I've definitely progressed in the comps that I've done. But they're all individual, and it seemed like it was more rewarding when you do these individual sports, you know. Because there's no one to blame except yourself. There's no one that can put the blame on you except yourself. So it's not like, in a team sport, like, oh, you should have caught that ball, or it's your fault that guy got to try it. There's none of that. It's all individual sports are all good self-development tools, I guess.
And that's why, I mean, I don't think I was the best at team sports.
Yeah.
But as an individual, I feel like I exceeded.
Yeah.
Purely because it was all about
me.
What I'm up to.
Yeah, what you're doing.
I don't have to worry about what fucking Karen's doing.
Yes, Karen.
I don't have to worry about what Karen's doing.
Oh, blue eyes, white Karen.
You know?
No.
Like, it's all about what I'm up to and how I, you know?
Yeah. No, yeah. No one wants to worry what Karen's up to, but Karen's always trying to worry about what you're up to. But for all you Karens out there, no. But yeah, I'm just gonna put a stop there because. So my last question is, it's sort of a broad question for a lot of the New Zealand athletes. Where do you see New Zealand Olympic lifting heading in the future? Do you reckon with all the youth coming through in it now, it's looking real strong and real good?
It's building a strong team.
Yeah.
Every year they get older, we fill in more of the age.
Yeah.
But there are young lifters now who say they're youths, but they can lift as seniors because of how strong they are.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So what numbers are we talking for some of the ones that are sort of borderline senior and youth ages?
So there's this, I love her. Her name's Olivia, and she lifts at Taui.
Yeah.
She's lifting, so she's, I think she's
Olivia? That's not Freddie? Oh no, Freddie's...
McFarlane?
Oh yeah.
Olivia McFarlane? I'm pretty sure that's her last name. So she's a 53?
kgs?
And she clean and jerks 80.
Oh yeah.
Like more than 80.
How old is she?
Oh, she's like 13, 14?
13, 14?
Yeah.
Is
she's
clean,
tiny.
Is she's clean and jerking 80? Oh my god.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
so like the level's gone up since...
Yes. Like, she makes me feel like a weakling when I was her age.
Yeah.
And she's like half my size, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, you've got people like her who are just freaks of nature.
Yeah.
Like, you would never imagine, if you saw us next to each other, you would think, oh nah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's amazing. And there are more people like her, youth athletes coming through that are just as strong.
Yeah.
And stronger.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Every year that she weightlifts, she gets stronger.
Yeah. Oh, that's pretty mean, bro.
So I have no doubt in my mind that New Zealand is definitely gonna grow because it only has since I started.
What about the athletes that were your age that have come up with you, males and females? Are they doing some pretty amazing stuff at the moment, or there wasn't many?
Nah, like I feel like when I started, that was kind of the
beginning of the youth getting into it. Oh yeah.
And so as I got older, I don't know, like you either love it or you grow out of it.
Oh yeah.
And so at least for me, I've stayed with it because you know, I mean, I like weightlifting. I really enjoy weightlifting.
Yeah.
But it's just because of the, you know, given the circumstances of this year, the pandemic, my broken back. This is not broken,
yeah.
Nah, like it makes it very tough to want to lift at this moment in time.
Yeah,
But then again, you just need to remember, we don't keep weightlifting just because we want to go to the gym. We go because we want to keep at the level that we're at, and so when the world does open up again,
we're ready to go,
and we're ready.
Yeah.
But
So you want to sort of maintain it this time, eh?
Yeah.
Maintain that level.
Yeah.
And then push hard when it's time to push hard to compete.
Yeah. But I think people need to remember as well that pushing yourself constantly is not healthy.
Not healthy,
You need to see, recognize what you've done.
Yeah.
And recognize that, okay, cool, I've achieved this. Now I'm going to give myself a bit of a break.
Rest,
But that doesn't mean, stop weightlifting.
Maybe just maintain a certain level, eh?
Yeah.
But then over time, I sort of know what you mean. So you'll push to a level, maintain for a bit, and then push again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like for me, I've worked on my flexibility.
Yeah.
Over the lockdown, and now I still like to work on my flexibility, but I also like to do like my own little thing in my garage.
Yeah.
Like it might not be weightlifting, but it'll be something.
Mean. Nah, yeah. So I think that's all the questions that I have for you. So you've never tried mochi before?
No.
So I think we're going to give it a go. So you want the strawberry one?
Yes, please.
Go ahead and we'll check out your reaction. I've actually told her that it was pretty mean. I want to say this is authentic mochi, but it's it's St. Pierre's mochi, but it's still mean, but authentic mochi is probably another level. Nah, just take a bite, take a good bite, and tell me what you think. What do you think? Does you get much of the filling?
I love it.
It's velvety, it's creamy, it's smooth.
Yeah.
Nah. I just bang my head. But yeah, so that's all we have time for today, guys. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, drop a comment, drop a share, and vibe with me.